Welcome, friends. This is Harshad Parekh inviting you to listen to some of my short writings on various topics. This is audio number 138. During the holidays, I get long stretches of time to read newspapers, magazines, and to watch television. Through this means, I gather a great deal of information about what is happening in the world. I read articles by experts on wars, politics, religion, environment, film, and education. What is the effect of this information on my mind? I keep thinking about what I read. Even at night, in semi-awake state, thoughts keep on coming to me about these topics. Is it not the function of the mind to absorb information, to think and analyze, and to come to some conclusion, to form a point of view? In what ways does this process of thinking and analyzing help me or anybody else? Would it not be better if I read less and observe what is happening within me? Can I sit still, be aware of how thoughts and feelings arise and how the body works? Can I keep my body healthy, mind serene, heart affectionate, and the awareness free-flowing? Breathing and other biological processes go on involuntarily. The mind too cannot be stopped from thinking for more than a few seconds. Is it advisable to suppress thoughts? Is it called meditation to suppress thoughts? Let the mind graze like a cow in the vast field of experience and memory. The next article is about a dialogue which happened in Rishi Valley School Study Center many years ago. We had our usual dialogue at the study center on Sunday. This time some visitors also joined us. One of them asked, "Is it necessary to go to a school to be successful later in life? I come from a large family. None of my brothers and sisters attended any school for several years. Our father taught us English, Sanskrit, and mathematics. We had no difficulty later on when we joined schools and colleges. In fact, two of us became civil servants." He did not say this with any pride. He felt that schools may be doing some damage by teaching all the subjects to all students at the same time. Another participant said, "The situation is quite different now. There is so much competition. Students have to learn a great deal within a short time. The speed of life is much greater now. There is no time to sit quietly and relax. Students who are slow in learning will be pushed out." Another participant asked, "How can students remain uncorrupted while the educational institutions themselves are becoming corrupt? Question papers are sold, marks are manipulated, and so on. What is the worth of this education?" Another participant remarked, "Students are under so much pressure from parents that they are unable to study without fear and anxiety. Their attention span has become very short. They feel restless. They lack the ability to sit down with a relaxed mind and focus their attention on their studies. Many students fall sick when examinations start. Yet another participant commented, some students work hard for many years and finally they become managers, presidents, chairmen of big corporations. But if you look closely, they are full of fear, insecurity, and anxiety. Money, power, fame seldom bring true happiness and creativity in life. What do students and teachers think about these observations? Is schooling a torture? Does it destroy sensitivity and joy? Does it create fear, anxiety, and insecurity? Is there a way of living and learning without fear and boredom? Is learning about our inner world neglected in the school? Next article. Is beauty in the eyes of the beholder, or when the beholder looks with a silent, awake mind? One can pass by this tree without feeling anything if one is occupied with unconscious thoughts and worries about the world and oneself. Next article. While answering a question in Santa Monica on 7th March 1970, Krishnamurti said, I wish you would not quote from a book, including the speakers. I really mean it seriously. Do not quote anybody. Living on other people's ideas is one of the most terrible things to do, and ideas are not truth. It is a paradox that I have to quote here Krishnamurti, who told his listeners not to quote anybody. I agree that ideas are not truth and we must not live on ideas. There is no authority in the field of psychology, religion, spirituality. One has to find clarity within oneself. One has to take an inward journey within one's own mind and come to clarity, peace, love, order within oneself. Then that person will speak with authenticity, which is not to be confused with authority. Two spiritual teachers of high order like Krishnamurti and Ramana or Ramakrishna may not agree with each other, but they may be authentic and speak from the depth of their own being. Some people get attracted to the words or quotations of Krishnamurti, and some get attracted to the words of Ramana or Ramakrishna. But truth is not in words or quotations. Truth is non-verbal, clear seeing at what is unfolding within oneself. It is new every moment and not static. The next article. We do not like to be criticized. We feel hurt if somebody criticizes. We become angry and retaliate. This is sure to damage our body and mind. Intelligent people know a better way to deal with criticism and even insult. They have the ability to see clearly if the criticism is true or false, and they act in accordance so that the reaction is not harmful. Next article. In Buddhism, there is a metaphor about the river and a boat. The boat can take you from this bank of the river to the opposite bank. This bank of the river is full of suffering created by ignorance of the self. The opposite bank is freedom from all problems. The boat is the teachings of the Buddha. Once a disciple of the Buddha is able to reach the bank of freedom by using the boat of Buddha's teachings, he or she will not need the boat again. Such a person will not need to repeat Buddha's words. Such a person may develop his own philosophy of living by direct and clear perception of his own mind or self. This applies to the teachings of Krishnamurti too. A person who understands clearly what Krishnamurti is talking about by direct insight within his or her own mind, such a person will not need to quote Krishnamurti. Krishnamurti himself said once in California in 1970, "Please do not quote anyone. Be a light to your own self." Next article. Devonian Park, my favorite place where there is coolness, freshness in air and silence which cannot be captured in photographs. I stand in front of trees and receive their blessings. Nature is my goddess and parks and forests are sacred places. Every morning I listen to birds singing sweetly, innocently and happily. They are communicating their happiness. We too can communicate with each other if we are truly happy and innocent and love each other. But love, happiness and innocence are very rare in human beings. Human beings seem to live within a prison of which they are unaware.